1. Pochettino blasts refs. USMNT's controversial Gold Cup final loss to Mexico. 2. USA vs Mexico Gold Cup final, loss sparks World Cup hope. 1. Pochettino blasts refs. USMNT's controversial Gold Cup final loss to Mexico. USMNT coach erupts over controversial handball decision in heartbreaking Gold Cup final loss. In a passionate post-match outburst that has the soccer world buzzing, U.S. men's national team head coach Mauricio Pochettino didn't mince words about what he saw as game-changing referee decisions in his team's devastating 2-1 Gold Cup final loss to Mexico. The drama began promisingly for the Americans, with Chris Richards nodding home a fourth-minute goal to take an early lead. But what followed would become the subject of intense debate and controversy. At the heart of Pochettino's fury was a crucial 66th-minute incident that could have dramatically altered the match's outcome. Mexico's Jorge Sánchez appeared to handle the ball in his own penalty area, a moment that left the U.S. coach and fans in disbelief when no penalty was awarded. "It's embarrassing," Pochettino declared, arguing that the same incident at the other end would have undoubtedly resulted in a penalty for Mexico. But here's where it gets even more contentious: the winning goal itself came under scrutiny. Edson Álvarez's 77th-minute strike, initially ruled offside, was ultimately allowed after review despite Pochettino's protests that Mexican defender Cesar Montes had interfered with Richards from an offside position. What makes this defeat particularly bitter is the context. The USMNT had defied expectations to reach the final, overcoming both a poor run of form and the absence of stars like Christian Pulisic and Weston McKennie. Through 3 group stage wins, a penalty shootout triumph over Costa Rica, and a semi-final victory against Guatemala, they had shown remarkable resilience. Despite the controversial ending, Pochettino found silver linings looking ahead to the 2026 World Cup on home soil. "This tournament showed we're on the right path," he reflected, though his optimism was clearly tempered by the night's events. "We'll be very competitive and difficult for any opponent." The loss stings particularly deep given it came against their fiercest regional rivals, with Raúl Jiménez's equalizer and Álvarez's winner overturning what could have been a morale-boosting victory for the Americans. But here's the question that has fans divided: was Pochettino right about the handball decision? Or is this simply a case of a passionate coach letting emotions cloud judgment after a difficult loss? The debate rages on, with both sides presenting compelling arguments about intent, positioning, and the consistency of officiating in crucial matches. What's your take on the controversial calls? Should VAR have intervened differently? Let us know in the comments. This is one debate that won't be settled anytime. 2. USA vs Mexico Gold Cup final, loss sparks World Cup hope. Bold revelations on the international stage. The U.S. team may have lost its regional dominance, but it has stoked fresh hopes for the World Cup. In a dramatic showdown at Houston's NRG Stadium on Sunday, Mexico clinched its second successive CONCACAF Gold Cup title, overcoming its longtime adversary, the United States. This angular trophy now proudly joins a collection that includes El Tri's first CONCACAF Nations League triumph from March, reinforcing Mexico's continued supremacy in the CONCACAF arena. But here's where it gets controversial. While Mexico rides a wave of renewed confidence, having not defeated the U.S. in 6 years until this decisive 2-1 win, the U.S. side finds itself at a crossroads. A myriad of recent setbacks, including a disastrous Nations League campaign and humiliating defeats to Turkey and Switzerland just before the tournament, have left the American squad drastically different from the one envisioned for the high stakes of the 2026 World Cup. With 340 days remaining and no competitive matches on the calendar, the pressure is mounting. The absence of key figures such as star forward Christian Pulisic, alongside other vital players like Weston McKennie, Anthony Robinson, Sergiño Dest, and any proven, enthusiastic striker, had cast doubt over the U.S. team's potential. Yet, in a surprising twist, this iteration of the team rediscovered the grit and intensity that had been missing for over a year. After the final, U.S. manager Mauricio Pochettino candidly expressed the pain of losing a trophy, emphasizing some questionable refereeing decisions that marred the match. Still, he was upbeat. "The most important thing is to keep our heads high because the tournament was fantastic. This is how we are laying the groundwork for a competitive run at the World Cup. I have no doubt that we are going to be really competitive." His optimism is a stark counterpoint to the somber mood following earlier defeats. The Gold Cup has become a proving ground for the U.S., providing a stage for lesser-known talents to challenge the established hierarchy. Pochettino openly praised his players just before the match. "We discovered a very good group of individuals with the desire and the openness to learn and prove themselves." This was a refreshing departure from his previous harsh criticism during the Nations League, where he accused the team of being more interested in leisure activities like golf or dinner outings than in a true commitment to excellence on the pitch. The evolving roster dynamics add another layer to this unfolding drama. Whether it was choosing NYCFC's Matt Freese over a seasoned Premier League goalkeeper like Matt Turner, or relying on emerging Major League Soccer stars instead of established veterans such as Brendan Aronson, the coach's strategy has ignited debate. Young talents like Diego Luna, a relatively untested spark from Real Salt Lake, stepped up admirably, validating Pochettino's bold decisions. It raises a question: can trusting emerging players redefine the U.S. team's future? Despite what some might call an atypical selection due to absences, Pulisic resting, Robinson sidelined with knee surgery, Dest being unfit, and key figures like McKennie, Tim Weah, and Gio Reyna busy with the Club World Cup, something remarkable emerged in their stead. The tournament showcased growth, with players like Chris Richards, who contributed a crucial goal, noting, "It's been a summer of significant development." Veteran defender Tim Ream, at 37, remarked that the experience helped the team rediscover a lost camaraderie, a spirit that had faded over the past year. Admittedly, in the final, the U.S. was overpowered. Controversial moments, such as Jorge Sanchez's blatant handball and shaky refereeing decisions by Mario Escobar, fueled debates. Yet, the Mexicans earned every bit of their victory, thanks largely to the skillful goals by Raúl Jiménez and Edson Álvarez, leaving little doubt about the merit of their title. Even as the U.S. created sporadic chances through sheer persistence, Mexico maintained clear control throughout. On the brighter side, the U.S. squad, even when pitted against Mexico's A team, likely the same roster headed for the World Cup, demonstrated resilience and potential. The tournament was a turning point. Malik Tillman emerged as a reliable attacking midfielder, Diego Luna had a breakout performance, and unexpected standouts like Sebastian Berhalter and Matt Freese shone brightly. There were also promising flashes from forwards Patrick Adjeming and Damian Downs, fueling hope for a more competitive lineup. Pochettino's clear message was that the current group is being viewed as the full national side, even without the usual starters. Though the team undoubtedly misses the spark provided by figures like Pulisic, Robinson, and Dest, the performance of newcomers like Tillman and Luna cannot be overlooked. Freese might well secure his spot as the starting goalkeeper given his impressive showing, and several players who were barely on the radar a month ago are now in contention. When questioned about reintegrating the sideline stars, Pochettino fired back, asking, "Did you already determine the list? Or have you had artificial intelligence pick the roster for next time?" This pointed remark underscores the evolving nature of the team and the competitive environment of a full national squad. In conclusion, while the U.S. may have lost a trophy on Sunday, the tournament served as an unexpectedly valuable exercise. It has sown seeds of fresh intensity and competition in a squad that might have otherwise been complacent. Could this newfound drive be the catalyst the team needs going into the World Cup? What do you think? Will these emerging players reshape the future of U.S. soccer, or is reliance on experienced veterans still the better path? Share your thoughts and join the discussion.